to get back. I refocused on my focus, it's time to shut it down. Couple rap.
Like I was saying, I got a weed brand called Bats Wave. So shout out, Ching Bing, Ching Lotto, you know what I'm saying, from Smoke Champs. So he gave me the stamp, the Bats Wave shit. So we got the Joker joint. It's the new one. This was the first one. So the bud is just like all top notch bud, man. It's just. And
You got your own strain also?
Yeah, it's working on that now to get it in these venues and shit. You know what I'm saying?
So, what strain do you use with that though? How does that work?
You got some little chinglato, some, got some gelato and some other mixed secret ingredients in there, but it's so official, top notch. You know what I'm saying? It's clean, very clean. Like when you smoke it, there's no seeds, no stems. It's just real clean bud.
So, how'd you get into the cannabis industry? I felt bad weird saying that. The cannabis industry. How did you get into
cannabis industry?
Yeah. So are you?
We just started, man. I just did a couple videos for it. Just pushing the brand, man. The Bats Wave is the brand. You know what I'm saying? And I just figure, we add in the cannabis in there and we just put it in dispensaries. Why not? That's the new business that's legal, right? So it was like, okay, let's tap in one way or the other and make this happen, man.
I want to get into that shit myself.
Right.
I want highly dysfunctional weed.
That's a good name for it too. Highly dysfunctional weed.
We was doing a little thing in the hood. We had the highly dysfunctional juice, the edible type joint. But I used to be on the interviews wasted. You know what I'm saying? Like this. I used to be ass out. That shit's the best shit ever. Right. I can't wait till I finish up with these people so I can smoke again.
Yeah.
On my papers, I was in my pre-sentence report talking crazy.
Okay.
Like, because weed was legal. I'm like, I'm gonna smoke regardless. You know what I'm saying? I got issues in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I've been in prison my whole life.
Right.
So, and they put that shit in and made a special call that I can't get a weed card. I can't get no weed, anything.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
So
So that shit pissed me off. Yeah, I jumped the gun. I was running my mouth. She was like, you can't smoke. I'm like, I can smoke. It's legal.
She made sure. That's it.
She made sure that. And I think it's above his pay grade. Because I'm like, I don't think he can do that. Right. Especially if I get a card. He told me I couldn't even receive.
Who was that? The clerk?
The judge. The judge. But they do the pre-sentence report. Yeah, so the lady wrote all that shit in and they made sure that I'm not even allowed to go seek a legal weed card to smoke.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
While on probation.
On probation.
So when you get off probation, you can find your weed card.
Right, yeah. I could do that, but then I'd be smoking freely.
Yeah. But you got my weed card reinstated. You know what I mean? Because every year you gotta like re-up it. You gotta like re-register or whatever. So they give you like perks for it. You get like 50% off, $50 off. You get like vouchers.
When you go to the weed stores?
When you go to the weed store, every weed store in that state, and you know what I'm saying? I'm in Massachusetts right now. In that state, right? You go to the weed store and they give you your vouchers. You get like 3 vouchers in every store. So it's like you can go over there and spend $500 and get $1,000 worth of shit. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know it was like that.
Yeah,
I used to deliver edibles up there.
Yeah, they got edibles too. They got like 20 milligrams. They got them all in like little containers though. It's different where you get them.
When you out the country, how's the weed out there?
The weed is trash, man. It's all sticks.
Really?
Yeah, it's all sticks.
There's nothing good out the country.
Shout out to the chef.
Bernstein.
There you go.
Shout out to Bernstein.
Shout out to Bernstein.
Weed is trash out the country.
Weed is trash out the country, man.
What about the hip hop scene, period? With all this shit going on.
To answer your first, I know what you was getting at when you was talking overseas to see how hip hop is, but in New York, right? In New York, it's coming back around with balls. Shout out to Infamous Amadeus, the Punchline Academy. Every Thursday in Brooklyn, he has an event. It's called the Gauntlet, where these rappers just rap, bro. They rap. I just see these guys just rap for hours straight, right? They get in the ciphers, like, and the crowd picks the winner. So whoever got the nicest balls, like, the hottest balls, they be going off the top of the head, round for round, and it just goes. A white girl won the whole thing the last time I was there. A white girl freestyle off the head. You know what I'm saying? So
you fuck with the freestyle?
Yeah, I could do a little freestyle, but I gotta be in the
zone.
In that zone, like once you get in that zone, it's like
West Bernstein.
But I say like for overseas, the hip hop is it's like they're slow. They backed up. So now when we go out there, and like especially we go out there with ONYX. So you go out there with ONYX, everybody is like, oh shit, ONYX is here, they legends. And they singing every they don't know no English, but they know every word of that song. And then when I get out there, they know my words. I'm like, oh shit, that shit is dope because they already knew of me before I went out there because ONYX was posting doing videos and shit like that. And it just, you can see that they appreciate real. They're not with the trap. They're not with the drill. They were strictly like boom bap bars, hooks that make people chant, and they like that chanting shit.
I'm not with today's rap either, man.
Yeah,
Drill and all of that.
But do you think like
no, they got some hot spitters though.
you like any of that?
I think I used I like Pop Smoke. And I think who you even put what's his name A Boogie in there?
Nah, A Boogie's nice.
Yeah, A Boogie.
He's
Right?
nice. I
I
like
mean,
A
would you
Boogie.
put him in like in a drill?
Nah, I wouldn't put him in drill.
What would you put him in? You put him in
He got that little sing along
R&B
type
rap.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that they got some artists out there. Man, they got up and coming artists. I listen to mainly like my gang. You know what I'm saying? Gotham City Boys. Those guys is amazing. So I listen to their music, and it's a remnants of where I come from. What I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like the 90s hip hop there.
So what did you listen to growing up?
Me?
Yeah,
Man,
what was your shit?
I think my first hip hop record that I bought, it was Slick Rick. It was Slick Rick joint. And then I think it was like 91. It was the first joint. And then I started listening to Greg Nice and Smooth.
Greg Nice, they had some
You know what I'm
joints.
saying? They had Greg Nice.
I thought Smooth B was better than Greg Nice back then, though.
Smooth B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could say, I like both of them, man. They complimented each other.
They did. They complimented each other well.
They complimented each other. I remember them because when I used to skip school, like hooky parties and shit like that, they used to have their music playing in the parties in the crib. So it was like, it bring me back to that time. But I used to listen to them, Wu-Tang, of course, ONYX, of course. But around that time I was a little more older, where it's like I was actually getting into shit listening to their music. Even with Wu-Tang, with like Raekwon the Chef and the Purple Tape. I was in the streets at that time. I was young. You know what I'm saying? I was like hands on. So at young age, 13, 14, 15, my first time I got locked up, I was 13.
What was it for?
I think it was for stolen car. It was a stolen. I had two. When I was 14, I had 2 stolen cars. I had 2 drug sales in a tent murder in a tent.
Was it stabbing or shooting?
It was some stupid shit.
It
was a stupid shit. It was a crackhead on the block. You know what I'm saying? It was a crackhead on the block that I don't know what he did. I think he owed a little couple dollars. I was just trying to scare his ass or some shit. So he was about to pump. It was like evening or some shit. We was just talking shit. He was an older crackhead. I'm a skinny little young nigga. I had a tech. I had a tech. So I was about to pump. I just bammed at him, but I wasn't trying to like hit him. I was just trying to scare him and shit, like scare, because and then the next day they came to the crib, knocking on the door, boom, 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 looking for me because where I live. I'm a kid from the block. He was a crackhead from the building right there. So it was like still blamed him. He knew my grandmother lived and all that shit. So they sent the police to the motherfucking crib. So my grandmother, rest in peace, man. She see them coming. She found the tech clip the day before. Right? She found this shit, was beefing with me with this shit. So she took the shit, put it in her bra. Like she had we call it bata, as a robe, and she calls this shit a bata. So she taking and put it down her bra. And she said she answered the door and shit.
Shout out to grandma.
I ran out the fire escape. I was on the roof already. I ran. These niggas is looking for me, but I ran and she's talking to them and shit. But eventually she brought me into the precinct. They They locked me up for that shit. And then I came home and I got locked up for a drug sale. I sold to undercovers. Back then it was TNT.
You just out there selling to anybody.
Nah, we had a block. We was on Go Tops. We had, you know, my older niggas on the block, the OGs, you know what I mean? Shout out to Bang. You know what I mean? You know, I came up under the older dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like I was always 5 years younger than the older guys, you know what I mean? On a block that they was in a building rapping in a hallway. You know what I'm saying? I come down in the hallway, niggas just smoking bud in the hallway with the music playing. The tape deck is, you know what I'm saying? It's missing the cover, so you got the tape deck, you got a matchbook to hold the cassette right there.
I know how it would be. I remember those days.
Remember those days, so for the people, you know what I'm saying? It was like, so I come down, I was young walking, you know, walking down these hallways and shit, and they used to be there rapping, they used to be selling, you know what I mean? So, you know, they used to saw the potential in me as one of the little niggas that around in the neighborhood that always like
get it popping.
Like, yeah, so, you know, and it just evolved into me being more around, and now we started selling. We got the drug block down the block, you know, we out there with the Go Tops. We got the sneakers, the all white Uptowns with the gold checks. Same shit like these. That was our shit. That was our signature shoe.
Oh, that's what's up. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Yeah, that was our shit. Just like the Uptowns we got on now, but they was the all white with the gold. So they knew, oh, those are the Go Top. Those are them niggas right there. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how we used to do it. But I was so young and stupid that, you know, I didn't know that you're not supposed to beef and get money. You can't beef and get money, rather.
I never learned that.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's what happened, and I got caught up in a lot of shit. Yeah, that's the shit that, you know, I got caught up, and it put me in, you know, in a lot of domino affecting things. But at that age, I was 14, 15, I had a son that age and all that.
Really?
Word, man.
What age did you lose your virginity?
Man, I lost that shit at like 12, 13.
And you had to get it what?
15.
Yeah. That's what's up. Shout out to him. How old is he now?
Man, I'm not gonna age myself. I just age myself by saying right there.
Yeah, no age.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it. When you was talking about the tops and all that, yeah, I was gonna ask your age. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to do that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm early 40s though. You know what I'm saying? But I've been away for so long, just like you've been away for so long. I'm preserved in a way where it's like, okay, you stay working out, stay doing athletic stuff, you know, and staying in a way where I can update myself always. You know what I'm saying? I can always update, you know, even with style, with clothing, and it still could be in a way. It's like you still have like, not like the older nigga that looks like, you
don't look old at all.
Like out of character. That's what I'm saying.
When I seen you, I was like, oh, this nigga looks young, like a young nigga.
Yeah.
I see you, as soon as you put out the car, I was like, he looks young.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I took care of myself. You know what I mean? I, you know, took my vitamins, I worked out, all of that.
Shout out to the real. You graduated, you know what I'm saying, and started doing, you know what I'm saying, hardcore shit. How was life in the Bronx, man? I was
burnt down buildings. It was burnt down buildings. Rubbish. You know what I mean? It was crack just hit. You know what I'm saying? My mom's was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? My father was in the streets. So I was, you know, I grew up with my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Nanny.
Word. Shout out to Nanny. I know how that is, man, with the grandparents.
So basically, your mom was in the street. Who was Bob's at?
That's not a difficult question. I think he might have been locked up or something like that.
And my pops was in the street too, so he was going through it. But I love my pops. Shout out to him.
Shout out to my pops. I love him too, man. I know. I'm older now.
It's difficult.
I'm older now, so I know how it is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can forgive, you can forget, but just know that, you know, there's still scars that's there. So even if you want those scars to never be there or to try to fade those away, it's always gonna be there, the memory in your thought. You know, especially growing up. Like you know, there's a lot of shit growing up. I made a song called like Father Like Son. Listen to that song, like Son Like Father. So basically what my father did to me, I did to my son. Everything is
real.
like it mirrors each other, bro. You gotta listen to that shit.
That
Shit's
shit
crazy.
is real. And you know, like with my pops, he wasn't there. He was in the street, and then he got hooked on drugs and shit. So I never blamed him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because I was like, he's on drugs, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like what I do with my kids, I've been years in prison. I had my kids 19, whatever the case may
Right.
be. But I was in prison as they was growing up. So when they got that negative energy towards me, I try not to feel no type of way because I
You
understand
understand that?
that I wasn't there.
Mhm.
I can't. Ain't nothing I can do
Mhm.
to bring that time. No matter what I was coming through, bringing money, buying this, and my spurts in and out of jail. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there,
Right.
so it's like
Going through that shit now.
I can't. I wasn't there. You're right, man. You know what I'm saying? Now the mothers, on the other hand, influence it in a different way.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the bad part about having kids outside of something that, you know what I'm saying, that's whole. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? When you know, plan it, you do it the right way, it can be beautiful.
Mhm.
But when you don't do it the right way, that shit can be, oh man, it can be a headache and a total tragedy. It can be miserable forest.
We in the forest. I have a lunch. Just talking a bunch
So did you
and having a munch.
finish the school and all that?
Nah, I went to when I was young, like junior high school. It was probably like 5th or 6th grade, something like that. I was cutting school, man, at that age too, man. Like the older dudes used to get me on the block, like, yo, Dell. Yo, Dell was my name when I was a young kid.
Mhm.
Dell was short for delinquent.
Shout out to the real. Shout out to Highly Dysfunctional. Delinquent. I never heard that one.
He was bad as fuck.
He was a badass kid. I was a badass kid. So I know.
So, yeah, I was, I just, I'm
I
just
never
glad
heard
that I
that
made it
before.
out of that. I just glad that I made it out of that. Yeah, my name was Dell, man, DEL. So,
Short for delinquent. I
Short for
never heard
delinquent.
nobody with that name ever in my whole life.
yeah. And then they went from Dell to Del Tuco, a fiend, an older dude, a fiend. Shout out to him. I forgot his name, man. But he gave me this name called Tuco. He said Tuco was a guy that got into stuff and knew how to get out of stuff.
Mm.
And that was me. And to
Mm.
this day, I'm that dude that got into stuff and know how to get out of shit.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the state troopers that pulled me over last week. You know what I'm saying? And, just like Chameleon was that name? You could catch me.
Riding dirty.
Right,
But-
dirty.
You know what I'm saying? But shout out to them, man.
He let you live?
It was the
That
spirits.
shit is a beautiful
It was
thing
the
when it happens.
spirits. It was the spirits. But I tell you though, man, like it's stuff like that I feel like that when you do good out there in the universe gives that back to you when you need it.
Mm.
Maybe not all the time.
Mm.
They don't want to use that up on you all the time because you got a lot of life to live.
Mm.
So the universe gives it to you when you really need it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I say that. I said what I said with the ride and dirty part to say what I just said there.
And they did the right
They
thing.
did the right thing.
That
And
shit-
they left follow me on Instagram. They left like shout out to Bill Clinton and all that. I had to use my Bill Clinton pictures. I had to use my Ben Stiller pictures. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh,
like,
so you told
I
him
was
about
talking.
who you with. You told him who you was. And they was happy about it.
They was
Like, oh,
happy
yeah?
about that. Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
said, I just came back from Colombia. Yo, check this out. I over here got thousands and thousands of people streaming. And it was like, that shit, it was just, my shorty hate when I tell this story because she's like, you're a fucking idiot. You talking about this story, you're a fucking idiot.
I want to hear the story.
But I was like, nah, that's what you're saying. She was like, you kind of like highly dysfunctional or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout out to the real.
shout out to the real.
We highly dysfunctional.
We
in
highly
this bitch.
dysfunctional. You know the vibes, man. Ricky Bats, what's happening, motherfucker? Forrest. But yeah, so burger looking good. I've been munching on it. I just don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Bernstein.
Yeah, shout out to Birdstein, man. He got that good chef. He the chef.
He's a real chef too.
Right.
And the show.
How long you been cooking?
10 years more.
10 years?
And I was on a run, right?
Mhm.
And so I couldn't really go nowhere around. This is a small town,
Mhm.
so everybody knows me. So I come into town, and I couldn't really go nowhere. So I used to go to his crib and sit in his kitchen, and we'd be high, drunk, doing all type of stupid shit.
Mhm.
And I'm like, nigga, this shit should be a show. You know what I'm saying? And that's how highly dysfunctional came to be, man. I'm like, this shit, everything happens. Your girl comes in, there's a fight. My girl might come in, I'm arguing with her. And, you know, it's straight chaos. And also highly dysfunctional because how we grew up. You know, broken home, broken family.
Right.
And then you grow up to have your own broken home and broken family. So
yeah, but the goal is not to continue that tradition.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Let
Negative to
the
positive.
apple fall further from the tree. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
We trying to turn the corner.
It's just teaching our kids now the right path, being that we know what the wrong path is. And we lived long enough to know what the right path is now. Because we've been through a whole bunch of negative shit.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm to the point where I can recognize a high risk situation just walking, not even before I even walk in the building. If it passes the street of that feeling, and I walk in, I can feel it in the room.
You
like
feel the danger.
I'm gonna tell you, that feeling that I felt of when you walk into certain situations, I had that feeling when I was 15 and I ignored it.
Mhm.
The result of that, they shot the car up a whole bunch of times. I got shot in my spine, well, close to my spine. They had two, they shot that a whole bunch of times, a lot. And yeah, close range too, like in the one in it was like
how long was you fucked up from that? That's the spine. So you
yeah,
lucky to
like
be
nah,
walking.
it's like literally like my spine is here. This shit is like right here.
It's still there.
I got fragments.
They take it out?
Nah, they took out some of it, but they can't take out a lot because then it's too close to the spine. They could tweak something. So my shit been fucked up since I was 15. My back.
And that was somebody you was beefing with, or was that just random?
Nah, that was just some shit. You know, we was just young niggas that was just. There was other guys like me too out there at that age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They was older than me. I was always the youngest, like I said. I was beefing with people that was older than me.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
So rising up.
So you know, and that was the results
you was
of
the pick of the litter. You was rising.
That's the results of actions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you go tit for tat, back and forth, that's what happens when you're on a back and forth game. So that's what it was my turn.
So let me ask you. So you in the streets, you broken family, mom's in the street, and then how did you get to Pitt?
So I was basically running from some from situations in New York, and a close friend of mine when he was young, he came down around that time. You know, he was looking for fellas and shit like, yo, what up? So he basically, long story short, he brought us out of town. You know what I'm saying? And then when I went out to Pittsfield, you know what I mean, I just got caught up in same shit like in New York. It's a cycle. Now it's like a new area now. I'm like, they don't know who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out here young. This is smaller. It's shorter. It's smaller for me. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from the hell. So I'm coming out here. So it's looking like fresh food.
Mm-hmm.
So I came out here on that type of time when I was younger. I was only 15 and I was 16. Yeah, you gotta roll some of this shit up. I was 16. You know what I mean? So
you was out there.
Batwave too, by the way.
Out there. Shout out to Batwave. We're gonna get into all of that. You was out there, so you out there, you started hustling and doing the same shit you was doing back in the BX.
Yep. So, yeah, I was doing the same thing like I was doing back in the BX. You know what I'm saying? Without really no guidance. You know, I had guidance, but it's different guidance. I was out there with my same niggas that I was in New York.
Oh, it wasn't no broad, it wasn't no family member.
We went out there like that. We went out there, I think it was like 150 grams or some shit like that. A bottle, like vials, gold tops we had.
Mm-hmm. And y'all was doing our numbers up there.
Yeah. I was always the
let's get it started.
That nigga. I was always him and my brother, which I call him my brother because we've been like this since day one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like he get it popping crazy. I learned a lot from him. But as he got older, he slowed down, but he got more into the hustle. He's more hustle with it. Mm-hmm. Me, I was learning the hustle through him. Shit that I learned from through my mom and shit like that. But watching him is how I got my foot in my stepping. You know what I mean? I went from walking to jogging to running,
Mhm.
and then eventually tripping. But you know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, and I go back in time and I just be like, you know, it's shit that you go through that make you who you are. You know what I mean? And everybody's not perfect. You make mistakes. You know, I make mistakes every day. Everybody makes mistakes. Is what you acquire from those mistakes to help you, to teach you something better. You know what I mean? So I learned. You know, I still could you get it shaken, but that's not what it is. I don't come out there with that energy
That's not
to
the
like
point.
that's not the
No,
no. I do it to protect.
Mhm.
That's where the shaking comes in, to protect.
Mhm.
I go broad daylight. It's like I snap, black out. You know what I'm saying? And
I know the feeling.
that's how I call my case. It was a broad daylight situation.
You aired them out.
Yeah, it was a situation.
I called my case the
So,
same way.
see?
I aired something out broad daylight.
Yeah.
Went to jail.
Mhm.
This is my co-defendant. He didn't get locked up for it though.
Yeah.
So that means I
We
ain't
took
tell.
the air out boys right here.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. I just dropped a record called Big Facts, and I got a record dropping this Friday coming up called That's a Fact.
And this off your new album?
It's just a single. The other one was a feature for Ching Lotto. For Ching Lotto. Like he got a brand called Ching Lotto Farms. He's a whole farms with a whole bunch of brands that's under that.
So let me ask you real quick. You spent 17 years in the joint, and the joint is wild. It can be crazy. I want to get to the positive of it, but I'm gonna start with the negative because then we gotta do all the positive. We'll get to the hip hop and all that. So what was the craziest shit you seen in there?
I seen a bunch of shit, man. I seen niggas get poked up. I seen a race riot. You know what I'm saying? See niggas hanging themselves.
Heck, you saw him, huh? That's
Niggas,
crazy.
you see like the COs run to the cell, motherfucker got it hung up in there, shit with the sheets.
Mhm.
You see a motherfucker escaping, getting stuck in a fence. Like crazy shit. Word. Shout out to all my niggas in Shirley Mass, man. Shirley Max. You know what I'm saying? Medium. Shout out to, all my niggas in Walpole, all my niggas in Concord, all of that, man. All through the motherfucking. I know the vibes, man.
You came out of prison, got it cracking, and you kept been cracking, and you've been consistent with it. But in prison, did you have that feeling that you knew what you was gonna do? Did you? Because my mind is in prison. When niggas know what they're gonna do, those usually be the ones. Like, you know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I had boxes of rhymes, bro. Like I still got those rhymes in my studio. I got a box of just rhymes, notepads, old rhymes. And I used to talk to my shorty. Shout out to Booby, you know the vibe. I've been on since I was 16 when I came out the mass. I've been on still she helped me out through the bid and all that shit. So I used to talk to her. I used to be like, yo, I want to do this. I want to do that. She's like, all right. So we prepared for that then. I used to send home my lyrics to get copyright. Early. What she did was she put a credit card on my name or some shit. Got my credit score up there. My shit was 806 when I came home, B. I came home, my shit was 806.
From her doing what she was doing.
Yep.
Looking out for you.
And she registered my Gotham City label and all that shit. Like she's CEO with me and all that shit. So been out there with her now. I built a family. I got my little man with her. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Justice. So, my little boy, man, that's my life right there, man. So, every day I wake up, make sure I see him or, somehow, sometime on the road. A lot.
Busy.
So when I'm home, I try to be there with him. Look, I got the shout out to Terminology, Good Dad Gang hat.
You don't have another one of those hats?
Nah, this is specially made for me. Well, it was made for Sticky Fingers. There was two made, one for Fredro, one for Sticky, right? So Fredro don't wear hats. I mean, Sticky don't wear hats. So, Term gave it to me.
I know they got their little clothing line, and I was like, damn, I would really like that. Cause I really rock the ball hat. I've been ball hat before I was ball hat my whole life.
They got those hats too, bucket hats with the ONYX shits on it.
I haven't put one of these on in years. I was trying to find something to wear to the interview, and being that I was locked up and shit, my clothes don't fit no more, so I don't know what to wear. So I was trying to put something together, So I ain't wore this since L Cool J.
Yeah, you got it though. Nah, I wear those on a regular. I wear buckets on a regular.
All right, so I'm
On a
chilling
regular.
right now. You see what it is?
Regular.
The drip
I just wore
is
bucket
forever.
yesterday. I wear buckets all the time. My album cover I got a bucket on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wear buckets. I like buckets. And the reason why I wear buckets the way I do is for my little cousin, Keenan. He got killed. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace,
He
Keenan.
always, yeah, Lemmy's world. And he used to always have a bucket hat. Bucket hat all the time. Every time his bucket hat with his big smile. So his sister's boyfriend killed him.
His sister's
Boyfriend. Yeah, she was pregnant with the kid. No, yeah, sister boyfriend killed her, and then she got pregnant and still had the baby. But that's a different, situation. But rest in peace, rest in peace to Keenan. Love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? And then it turned off. It just went everything, man. It was, the whole situation. So that's why I wear bucket hats. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? It just it's just in. They still in. You know what I mean?
Rest in peace. That story sounds.
Yeah, nah, it was I guess it was like I'm not too like clear on the story of the reason why everything transpired, but my little cousin went up to the boyfriend. No, he saw the boyfriend at the barbershop in a haircut and shit like that. And he approached him about, yo, leave my sister alone. Plus, she was a little younger. So, yo, leave my sister alone. And these are like 17, 15, 14-year-olds, like 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess he approached him about his sister, like, yo, leave my sister alone. You know what I'm saying? Do big brother shit. So I guess they got into a little scrap. He fell on the floor, clapping, hit him up a few times. He died right there. Yeah, that's what happened. Give his ass with. Yeah, and then you know what I mean? The kid got locked up, and then it turns out she was pregnant by this nigga, and she kept the baby still.
That must have been tough.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Tough for her too. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that must have been tough. God bless her too. Like,
still gotta live with that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you used to find families like that, man, that face those adversities, man. You just hope that they make it through that, because it's a lot. It's a lot that's involved with that, because families break up. The mother goes different ways, father goes different ways. It's like it happens often. People gotta learn to, stick together. One, second, if you get your ass whooped, take it, or at least fucking do something. Don't kill him. Get a rock, hit him, but don't try to kill him. Don't intentionally try to kill him.
That shouldn't be the first thing.
That shouldn't be really the first thing.
Unless it's life or death.
Yeah.
That's that's the problem I have with the young generations. Like that. Why is that the first thing? Like,
they can't fight. A lot of them can't fight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them got the heart. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone, but a lot of them, because I think that our generation, we failed our kids before us. Because we was locked up.
That's a fact.
A lot of us became crackheads and got killed. You know what I'm saying? Or got killed, or just locked up, or just deadbeats.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? So now crack came about. Crack was heavy. A lot of niggas was getting locked up. You wasn't dying over crack, but you was getting locked up. You was doing stupid shit over crack and got killed or got locked up. Right? So now, I would, like me, my son, with my oldest son, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I failed him, but he's doing good. But I feel like I failed him in a way where it's like, I went away when he was 2.
Can't get the time back.
Can't get that time back, and I can't give him that daddy embrace.
It's always something there that separates it. I feel the same way,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? So,
and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way.
Sure, definitely.
So
it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough on us.
Yeah. So
and it's not taught. It's not taught. It's like it's not taught to look at it in a different way or to handle it in a different way. It's looked at as negative.
Right.
In our community. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you got mob families that might go to jail and all that. And it's not looked at like that. But in the Black community, it's like, you in jail, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to a kid, Now I want to lose off and get off of that. When it comes to a kid, like I said, you can't get that time back. And
You
then
can't get that time
I
back.
can't say nothing, and you can spend all the money you can, and it's just it never feels. It always feels like something is in the way. Something is in the way, and I'll be like, man, I can't wait till you go through something, and then you call on me. Like when my son calls, I'm happy, even though we ain't vibing like that. But when he calls, I'm like, this is what I'm here for. Thank you. Call me whenever you got a problem. Call me whenever you got a situation, because this is the moments I live for. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because otherwise, it's always that separation. I don't even get it. Like my son wants to be me, and he still has a separation.
Right.
So it's the wildest thing, man.
No, it's crazy.
It,
My older
it hurts
son-
my heart.
Yeah, that's like you don't even have to be around your kids for them to act like you or have
Yeah.
characteristics. Because my son is just like that too.
That's
He's
the
just
realest
like
shit.
me.
DNA is a motherfucker. I
Yeah.
always said my dad is the same way.
Yeah. Nigga be having corny jokes. Niggas be just like laugh at, you know what I mean? Like just doing some, clowning around and just the shit that they say or mannerisms or you know what I mean? Shit
Yo.
like that.
On the real, I gotta say this one more time. My dad was in my life, and he was in the street. And at first I wanted to put on that same image. Like I was mad.
Mhm.
And I seen him. He was like over there smoking a cigarette. So to say. And I'm watching him, and his whole movements is just like mine. I didn't even grow up with this nigga. His head movement, I'm like, that's my dad. My nigga DNA is a motherfucker. My nigga, I'm just like him. We walk the same, we bob, he's digging, and he put his hand like this, the same shit I do. And I didn't see him do that. I never seen him do none of the shit I do.
Right.
And people are like, oh, you just like your dad. I'm like,
How?
you're right.
But then it's like first it's like how?
Yeah, first like how, but now
that
I'm
was
like,
when you see
you're
it's
right.
like,
I'm just like my dad,
Yeah.
man. You're just like my dad. And that's such a soft, such a, for real, if I really want to do a show, I would really do it on dysfunctional households, man, because I don't know how to deal with it, man. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to manage it. I don't know how to fuck with it. Kids, have it outside kids outside the household is wild.
Man, we used to have a whole bunch of house full of kids, like cousins and shit like that. Like that was dysfunctional. Like, but I love it because that just like it just kept us close.
And it's not like that now.
It's not like that now. Nah.
Yo, that's
Like
crazy.
my kids don't know his kids.
And they didn't the same age.
That's wild. It's like we got to do it for them. And it's like we grew up together. It's
Right.
my cousin. It's my
Right.
real cousin. I grew up with this nigga.
Right.
We live right down the street, and we argue, we fight, and I might hate him sometimes. He might hate me.
Yeah.
But if I see him anywhere in trouble,
Well,
he
of
know
course.
I ain't gonna walk past. You see
Yeah,
what
of
I'm saying?
course. That's
But
right.
now, like you might know your family and walk right past them, like you know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
know.
And it's weird.
Man, I know, man. I know, that nobody's perfect, man, but if you can choose who your circle is, choose who your circle is.
It's so important. It's choosing your circle right.
Because it's gonna help you grow, man. If you choose the right people in your circle, not even just help you grow, it just help you spiritually because you have the right person in your circle that you can talk to about certain things you wouldn't talk to about something that this other person about. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He's a component to your machine that you're running. These are all components. This person, you could talk to this one about just anything within emotion. You can talk to this person about financial, this person about relationship, this person about maybe you trying to learn something new. You just different people play different parts in your life.
That's
That you have to utilize that shit. You know what I'm saying? Utilize the people that you play in your life because you're also a part in their life as well. So it's a revolving door. So
and it's important. And
Yeah.
people don't realize that.
yeah, you need that. You need those components. You need those people to help the machine run. You know what I'm saying? You need the components to help the machine run because if those components don't move, the machine is not gonna work.
Crazy because instinctively I do that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Subconsciously, I don't even know where it come from, but I do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I separate who it is I talk to and deal with, and you know what I'm saying?
Hold on. What the fuck? Get the camera right, man. He ain't been here. You
Instinctively,
gotta
I
get
do
him
that.
off.
Instinctively, I do that. You know what I'm saying? I have separate people for separate things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Real talk.
Yeah.
Like this nigga, he know what we talking about every time we talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But actually, the same person. It's a little bit different. I mean, you, but we actually the same person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because y'all got so much in common. because y'all experienced a lot of the same shit since y'all was young. You get what I'm saying? So it's like y'all know the same shit. Y'all from the same essence. That's like a motherfucker from Wakanda, and you meet him in LA and shit. So it's like you know Wakanda, you know everything about the metals and what's that shit, the vibranium, and then he could talk about all that shit because y'all know everything, y'all vibrant. You get what I'm saying? And y'all get in the and y'all know. But it's that's the
we can not
family.
talk and pick right up. Yeah,
Right.
I get it, but
Right.
I'm right here. I hear you. You understand when you hear somebody, and I mean when you talk, and it could be a woman, anything. It's so good when you can hear them,
Right,
and you understand them,
right.
and it's a good feeling when they can hear you.
I understand.
Like you hear what I'm saying, whether I'm saying, cause somebody you can say something and they don't know you, like that's crazy.
Right.
But when somebody you around can hear you, oh man, that's the most comfortable feeling ever.
Yeah,
man.
but sometimes sometimes you want to talk to a person to vent, not to get advice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Some
right.
people they don't, it's a gray area between that right there, because some people want to help, like instead of just sitting back and listening and just letting you vent, people would like to give advice, or people like to give their insight on certain things because they feel like it may help whatever situation you hurting, you going through. So it's just sometimes, it's just I feel like, because when I talk, sometimes I just want to vent. And then when people say something, I just cut it off or be short with them. It's like, like right now.
Just hear me right now.
Just hear me. Like,
I ain't got
no, I don't want to hear that. Like, I want to vent. I'm yeah, like.
And that's important. Having somebody you can vent to, man.
Yeah, and that's how I get stubborn.
Shout out to the real man.
Shout out to the real man.
Turned out to be a great ass interview. And let's get to the hip hop real quick, man. So, and we ain't talking about nothing negative. This is crazy. So this is great. So let's talk about hip hop. What's good? What's good? What you doing right now? You gotta get that on record.
We got the Gotham City Boys project that just dropped, and when it dropped, I think it was April 4th. We went on tour right after that. No, we went on tour right before that. March 29th, we went on tour. Then April 4th, the album dropped, and we was doing records on that. Before that, shit, man, I dropped Visions of a Prospect. Everything is like short amount of time. I got like, in the past year and a half, I got like, I traveled, did verses with ONYX. We did Rock the Bells. We did South America. We did, this tour. We just like bouncing around like ping pong balls. But coming up, we have the Legends. I think it's the Legends Ball, Legends, something like that on Atlantic City coming up on the 17th.
I want to go to that. That's the 17th.
The 17th.
That's something I can reach.
That's something.
You keep me in contact with that?
Yeah,
I would like to go to that.
Yeah, thing going on. I got the radio station, the FM station in Massachusetts, WBRK Star 101.7 FM.
Hey, what you doing on there? You talking?
I used to, but I started off like a DJ. I've been there for like 6 years now.
You be DJing?
Not DJing like that, like a fake DJ, like kind of just playing music that I want to hear. That I know through the Serato. Like I'm listening to shit. Oh, shit is jamming. Oh, all right, it rocks. You know what I'm saying? I throw a little bomb in there to cover the transition. You know what I'm saying? And just boom, then he go, shit like that. I don't scratch but I was doing that for some time, and then I got a DJ, then I got guest DJs, celebrity DJs to send mixes in every week. And then I just built the station like that. And my main audience is like the jails. The jails is tapped in. We have it's a county, so it's got like 7 counties within there, something like that. So it was on a dial. When you get in your car, you put on the station, you hear the shit. And we rock on every day, man. So
you talk a lot on there or no?
I used to, but I don't. But if you hear my voice for commercials and shit, like I'm doing ads for like Mazda dealership, or I'm doing a towing company. Okay.
You enjoy that type of shit?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good money. You know what I'm saying? It's good money to just go in there and just be like, all right, I'm gonna do a commercial and lay a verse for you. You can fucking 20 seconds or 30-second commercial. You pay me whatever I ask you for.
So what about this acting thing?
That's good too. That's Eric Jensen. He wrote and direct Looks Can Kill. I play Officer. Carlos.
I wasn't playing Officer though. You was
I
in,
mean, I got the experience. I've been around these motherfuckers since I was forever.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, with like a dirty cap or
nah, I'm playing a homicide detective. Like, I'm really trying to find a
You enjoyed
motherfucker
it?
that killed this bitch. Yeah, I'm like, huh?
You like it?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. You know what I mean? It was just like any other video I would make. Like, there's a lot of my videos I got acting in it.
Mhm. We
So
see.
so it's like, you know, I give something for the viewers to look at, not just people staying on the corner or just
Is that something you feel you might just because you're down with Onyx
right.
and that's what they went into.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy. This is
shout
going
out to
already.
Sticky Fingers, man. He's
Shout
a
out
great
to
actor.
Sticky.
Frederick Starr is good too, man. He's a good actor too, man. So is that something that you might want to just take it and go?
I
You
mean,
have to
yeah,
look for it. You can do any part with that look. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look
yeah,
for
we
it.
could yeah, it's just trying to run the whole record label myself and do all that shit that I'm doing right now. That it takes up time for other things that really need attention and maintenance. You know what I'm saying? Because acting is high maintenance. You got to go to these casting calls. They want you to go. They want you to, you know, you got to take out a COVID test. They pay you for the COVID test too.
Mhm.
You go over there, COVID test. They pay you for dressing, like to wardrobe. You know what I'm saying? But it's just too much time back and forth. If you live far, you just, you know, it's the same thing with music. But it's just I'd rather do music
You
in a
rather
way.
do music.
And well,
That's the passion. It's still a passion, right?
passion is, yeah, my passion changes because at the end of the day, first it was music, but now it turned to be I want a label. I got my own label. Now I want my own label with my artists that have their labels under my label. So it's like now it's just like now I'm setting a whole platform. I got a whole
Yeah.
umbrella.
And talk about, I know you run out of time, but talk about how is it building that and wanting to see your artists and the people that around you. You want them to see the stats. You want them to be
Yeah.
you want them to be the shit. You know what I'm saying? How is that?
I'm just
How was
saying,
that
man.
feeling?
It's like, cause I feel like I'm just saying, man. I'm just cuffing that cloth, man. Like you want to see when you in a picture, like when you looked at in the pictures in the '80s picture, when you see the niggas in the picture, everybody had gold ropes, chunky ropes in there. All your mans in your crew, right? It was just like that.
you ain't know who was who.
You didn't know who was who. Nowadays in niggas pictures, you see who's who.
That's heavy. That's heavy on the low. It's
So-
true. That's
So
some heavy shit.
when you reach out or reach, you know, you reach out. I don't like to call it reach down because reach down, you're looking down on somebody. When you reach out, you know what I'm saying? When you reach out, you giving niggas a platform where they could help you look good too. Cause you're like, yo, you know, such as Bats put niggas on. Niggas got things like Jay do with Rihanna and Kanye and how he made them niggas billionaires.
Mhm.
I try to make my niggas rich too.
That's a beautiful thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Not everybody
only
doing that.
good energy though. It has to be good energy. It's no just because you think you can get something from me or get something from my hard work, it's not gonna go that way. I see through all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been through a lot of stuff, so I see through it. I can see the bullshit a mile away. So, you know, I let shit linger a little bit, you know, see where it goes. But at the end of the day, like, okay, I can see the shit. You can see who's who, fake friends, who's well, if you don't call, who calls you back, or just who picks up the phone and say how you doing. That was the test. Call niggas all the time. You call niggas all the time. And you stop and see if they call you back. If they don't call you back, they mad because you didn't call them.
They got in the habit of having
You got in the
calls.
habit of you calling them. Now you changed.
Mhm.
You changed because you don't call no more. What about me? It's a revolving door. Holla, what's up?
Talk to me too.
Talk
I
to
got
me too. That
problems
goes
too.
for family. That goes for friends. That goes
That's
for
a fact.
everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Like, funny you say that.
yeah.
Hit this nigga up the other day, you know? What? Checking on you. You know what I'm saying? Just checking on you.
Yeah,
That's all.
that's
Yeah,
it.
nigga. That's it. That's the whole conversation for the day.
You know what I mean? So, you know, you just cherish those people, man. Like people that you got in your corner that you could talk to, like we said, you could talk to and you could express your feelings and your thoughts because everybody needs that type of counseling. You know what I'm saying? So
No, hold up. No. I'm eating these burgers. And they taste good.
He's like the cookie
Man.
monster, the burger monster over here going crazy.
Man, he got me thinking so much. I'm like, I'm just thinking. I don't even know what I'm doing. He got me in my mind. I'm thinking. This is such a great interview. I'm so happy I did. This is an experience for me.
Nah, you know, it's just like I could go in any room or go anywhere and I feel comfortable with myself because I know that I'm a man, I'm a wolf, just like any other man out there, right? And they could recognize that. Just like you go to Colombia, go to these third world countries where they don't even, you know, they don't have the clothing that's the good texture of clothing, just simple socks. They have, you know, their socks is fucked up. Their socks is like, you know, they don't got like, you know, U.S. socks, our socks is just like, it's different compared to.
They don't have the shit that we
They
have.
don't have the shit that we have. Even something I knew is that. But I go to these places, you go to these places with it, you know, that could be dangerous. But at the end of the day, like I said, I could feel a vibe before I even go into a building, even a parking lot. So, you know, I go off my energy.
One more time, though. We've been touring with ONYX, working with ONYX.
Yeah.
Working with those legends.
Yeah.
And
The
how was, the experience. How was that? We gotta get that already.
It's excitement. A lot of excitement.
Did you slam dance?
One time I got a visit. I got a video. Shout out to Harlow. I got the video. I'm gonna show y'all after. I jumped in the crowd for the first time, and Fredro Starr jumped in with me for the first time in his career. We jumped in, I think it was San Antonio or some shit like that. It might have been LA. But we jumped in the crowd on tour. That shit was dope. And then I seen niggas fighting in the front. Like it was crazy because we performing in the middle of performing. We see boop 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 boop. It was a whole while we still performing, right? We still performing and shit. The next thing you know, one of the guys that was fighting is like 2 songs still in the front of the stage like this. So by probably like a few seconds after I noticed him, somebody yoked him from the back. Where? I was like, oh! I said, oh shit! Out of nowhere, like yo, the nigga popped out like a fucking ninja and just went, what? Yoked him. It was crazy.
That's a fucking wild thing to see. That nigga.
That was crazy. And I remember in Colombia, we wasn't in Colombia, we was in Brazil. And in Brazil, for the first time, Fredro Starr was like right here on the stage. Somebody got on stage in Brazil. And he turned around, like Fredro turned around, and when he turned back around to face the stage, the guy was like right here. But I had a body cam on. And I got this shit on a body cam. Is out on YouTube. I seen him do. I pushed the nigga off stage, right? He flew so far into the crowd, he disappeared. Disappeared. You see him all night. He tried to come on stage. I threw 7 people on stage on tour. 7 people on stage. I threw on tour.
That's how crazy it is.
Fredro was like, yeah. I mean, Sticky was like, yo, in like 7 seconds.
Let him chill for 7 seconds.
Chill for 7 seconds. All right. I'm like, all right.
Because those, I mean,
it started to be a game then. It started to become a game now. It was a game because now I have my man Johnny Voga. Shout out Johnny Voga. He got a couple. I think he got like 3 of them. So he was like, all right, I got 7. He got 3. So he's trying to catch up to me, throwing niggas off stage and shit.
Oh, that shit's fun. So I would love some shit.
Because they get on stage, they like that shit. It's crazy. It turned into a game. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, it's real, man.
So, we're going to end this shit the right way. So, when you think about Ricky Bats, what's the things that come to mind, man?
Consistency. You know what I'm saying? A dope MC and a great man, yo. A great father.
Shout out to the real. How do you see the world?
Closing in.
I gotta
quick question.
It'll trip them up. Yeah, right.
Quick question. Without speaking from the heart, top 5. Right
top
now.
5?
Yours. Without speaking from the heart.
Right now?
Yeah.
You gotta speak from the heart.
Nah, because we got his mans and all, like right now.
Industry niggas. I would say the niggas I grew up with or niggas I listen to, I would say right now, I would say Conway is one of them.
Okay.
Meaning
Conway.
bars.
That's
As far as
great.
like new age,
Yeah.
Conway. I would say I mean Benny's one of them on there too because
You fuck with Benny.
Benny is they got they they got the same type of and I still like Nas, man. Like Nas is still in the game.
Listen,
Yeah,
top
he's
five.
got-
It
yeah,
doesn't
he's
matter. Listen,
aged
top
well.
five, 'cause we was talking
Talking about now.
No, right now he's aged well.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about people now that's
Talk
in the
about-
game. Like Sticky Fingers is another one right now.
See, I
Sticky
knew that. I
Fingers.
knew he was
Sticky
coming.
Fingers is very
I knew he
underrated.
was coming.
His album,
No, but
Black
it-
Trash,
Right.
I had that in prison.
It's an anniversary yesterday.
And
Right.
it's the most underrated album of
Nah,
all
Sticky's
time.
nice
Hold
as
up,
fuck.
hold up. You
Can't
ain't
front.
you ain't
What?
hit- Black Trash
Black Trash.
is the most underrated album
Praise.
of all time. He did everything on that album, and I'm so mad that motherfuckers don't know this shit.
They did everything.
He did everything. He killed everything. He's probably Sticky kills everybody. Sticky's the only person that killed DMX in his prime. Not to say it was a battle, but on a song, nigga. 'Cause back then, DMX was killing everybody, and Sticky, man, he destroyed him, and he destroyed Eminem.
Yeah, that's what
Sticky-
Fredro said. Fredro said that Sticky's
nobody
the only nigga
knows that.
destroy Eminem.
And nobody knows that. And I'm so disappointed that album didn't take off. He had everything on that album.
That was
Black Trash, Sticky Fingers. I almost think he tried too hard to help, consumers. And I have no idea. I don't know if it was a label thing. I don't know why that album. I was in jail. That's my shit. I probably sold that album 3 times. Black Trash.
Black Trash.
Kurt, yeah. That shit
Yeah, you
is
got
the
the bridge.
Kurt jump. That shit is hard, my nigga. That shit is so hard. And I want it on record. I have to stop. I'm a big fan of that album. That's part of my fucking life. I was in jail rocking it at my first bid, 2000. It came out later on. I came home 2003. Black Trash.
Black Trash. I'm about to listen to that shit on the highway.
It's hard. He did his thing on
It
that.
just came out the other day. I mean,
And he laced everybody. I almost think he laced them so
Anniversary.
good that they didn't push it. I'm like, why they didn't push it? He got Eminem, he got everybody. And he had the commercial shit, he had the hip hop shit, he had the conscious shit. I almost think he tried to satisfy too many
Everybody.
people. And that's why. But Universal had so much shit going on back then that they was doing too much. So it's like his album probably got lost, but that shit is hard.
Nah,
So
it's
what was we at? We got lost. I
I
got
was
lost.
at 4.
4.
You got one more to go.
One more. That's still in the game, right? Not retired, because that's a whole different list. That's a whole different list.
Go still in the game. This is more
Yeah,
controversial.
It's like in the game. You know what I'm saying? In the game. But I mean, it goes on. Let me see. Damn, the last one is a tough one because there's a lot of people that's still in here. I could say myself, but I'm not gonna,
Why not?
Listen,
You
I
can
never
put
said
yourself
you
in
could.
there
I
and
never
then
said you
can
could.
add
say
them too.
myself.
Your
Yeah,
top
I'm
five.
top. Yeah, I'm top 1. Then in that case, but I was trying to keep it politically correct.
Yeah.
You know what
Put
I'm
that
saying?
in there too. Put him in there.
But yeah, so I guess that's the top 5. I used to like Lloyd Banks. Lloyd Banks album is my favorite album.
Honorable mention.
The new one?
No,
The new one?
no, not the new one. He got one that no.
You
Hey,
said that.
Tell the
You
truth.
said it. You said
Tell
it.
the truth.
Nah,
Hey.
not the new one. I like this
You
one
like
that got
Vintage Lloyd.
this. Yes,
I like Vintage Lloyd.
There's
I
one-
like. I don't fuck with Lloyd.
I like the Hunger for More.
Hunger for More. Yeah.
I like Hunger for More. I like Hunger for More too. I like Rotten Apple. He got certain records on there, and I like there's one that was supposed to come out after Hunger for More. It was the one that got leaked. That's fire. It's on YouTube. Just say
That's Vintage
unheard.
Lloyd.
Huh?
That's Vintage Lloyd.
Yes.
Like now, I feel like he's still nice. He's still great, but he lost the G Unit sound. Like you got to go with the G Unit sound that you was hitting with.
But
that.
he's not a G Unit no more.
But still, it's still the sound though. That's still your sound. Like say if you left your team, you gonna change the sound? You might change the sound, right?
I created the sound.
That's right. So if you created it, you ain't gonna change it. And I just feel like the sound is different.
But 50, they said 50 created that. 50 says that he
He did.
a lot of hook.
Nah, he did. You can't take it. I don't care what nobody say. He did.
When I say I created the sound, it's created the sound of like the sound of beat that I choose and who I put on the track to make
Right.
it sound.
You
the
had
way
that
it
choice.
sound.
I think 50 was chosen that shit.
Right.
But that's what
But
we
he
used
made
to.
it a hit. He
Yeah, he
made
made
hits
it.
for them
You can't
niggas.
get mad at him.
He made hits for them.
Shout out to the real.
And then he made hits on their own too. So, right?
Shout out to
I
the
gotta
real.
get up out of here.
Ricky
Bro. Y'all
Bats.
tripping.
No, we good.
Yo,
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
that was the original Bats logo. It was a mic with two wings.
Okay.